What's up, everybody? Another episode of Trucking and Common Sense. One of my other topics, man, that I wanted to talk about, man, as far as truck drivers always talking about, you know your worth or whatever and stuff. America stop, truck stops. You know, everything that brought to you is on a truck, but yet y'all still pulling them cheap-ass freight, them cheap-ass loads and stuff. So, basically, you know, this episode is pretty much about all the times and all the time that we waste at the docks. You know, travel time, of course, that's a must. We have to get from point A to point B, and of course, sometimes the inclement weather. For you guys out there in the snow, you know, last night I'm watching on the news, man. Trailers and jackknife and all that. Roads are being shut down, blizzards and stuff. Even though that don't happen every day, but think about when it does happen and you're out there, right? But anyway, let's talk about the wasted time, man. Yesterday, one of my drivers got held up. I mean, not held up. It took him 3 hours to get loaded. We got to where we're going, and now we actually got there we stayed there another 3 hours, and of course we anticipate my reload was to be there like 2 hours after he got there, meaning giving the receiver 2 hours and like 2 hours to offload the truck, 45 minutes to get to the next pickup. We ended up staying there for 3 hours. We ended up losing that reload. So sometimes when we spend a lot of time wasted at the dock, and and that driver was being aggressive as well, because I was on the phone with him and stuff. He kept on going back, making sure these people know that he had a sense of urgency. But the thing is and stuff, the receivers don't care. It's like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? We're going to take it off. They're not paying anything. They don't have repercussions on the receivers, right? The brokers don't want to pay you detention, and they come up with a bullshit law about $50 an hour after the first 2 hours. Man, so who is that $50 supposed to impress? Because it's not the driver's truck. So they thinking that they're paying the driver $50 an hour. No, it's my truck. I'm losing time. So my driver is sitting there, he's on the clock. So it's a lot of time that's being wasted, and we're not getting compensated for it. And a lot of y'all keep thinking about, keep hoping that one day good old Uncle Sam is going to pass some law that's going to require broker transparency. Again, broker transparency doesn't matter. I mean, they're still going to sell you the load for what they want to sell it to you for. And if you don't know your worth, or if you don't understand that you have the power, or we have the power as truck drivers, to not to take the load until the rate comes up, you're still going to take it. So you should, so you're going to stay doing a lot for less. We're losing money in this trucking industry right now. It's not too many trucks, because there is a lot of freight. There's not no recession. People are buying, goods are being shipped, freight is being moved. But the thing is, the transportation costs, drivers don't know their worth. And when you don't know your worth, and you end up wasting a lot of time, like this whole conversation, brief conversation right now, is all about time. Think about the time that you're wasting. Think about the time that that you can't get, or not getting compensated for. So it's all about time, right? We spend a lot of time on the road, a lot of time away from your family, right? Yeah, that comes with a job, but at least get compensated for it. You guys got trucks. The brokers need us a lot more than I think a lot of y'all realize. But because they know that they could take you for granted, you disrespect your time. You talk about money dropping. Like some of y'all are just impressed by where you could drop. Oh man, I made $2,000. I got for this right here, but $2,000 or $3,000 for that load. But think about the time and stuff that you wasted with that, okay? Just to get that load from point A to point B, to sit down and waste a bunch of other time. Again, so you spend a lot of time wasted, whether you're driving your truck or you're a truck owner and your dispatcher is getting that load that dispatcher is supposed to know. Dry van freight supposed to not pay nothing less than 4 1/4 per mile. I keep on giving my angle. Those of you out there that feel similar, put your comments in there. Let's, the brokers, they all think alike already. They all think a lot alike. We the carriers out here, we're not on the same wavelength. Okay, I mean, some of y'all don't think it's possible to get paid what you really should be getting paid for the load. So, lack of a better phrase, we're stuck in stupidity, right? We're stuck in stupidity because that's the way things been, and we're just simply saying that's the way it's going to be. We're actually stuck in stupidity, but you're complaining. You're waiting for government to put transparency in there. This is capitalism. It doesn't matter what somebody paid for it. It's what you're willing to buy it for, right? It doesn't matter. I think I put my other video. We talk about broker transparency. Again, I'm just going to touch on that briefly and stuff because this video is about the time that we spend, the time that's wasted, all that time, right? Time and money got to make sense. It's not just moving a load and spending a lot of time doing it, and you're not getting compensated for it. The way to run any kind of business, you have to be efficient about it, right? Quick in, quick on, quick off, right? Or as fast as you can get it on, the faster you can get it off, the more you could increase your volume throughout the week, right? But again, when you're spending 3 to 4 hours a day at the shipper, another 3 to 4 hours a day, now you're looking at anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of your day sitting. I mean, in that 24-hour span. Let's, of course, you want to get a load on and get it off within a 24-hour span, right? So you're spending at least 8 hours out of that day that you're not getting compensated for. I hope a lot of y'all look at it like that. I hope if y'all, it would be embarrassing to say that a lot of y'all don't look at it like that, right? Because you guys disrespecting your time. You don't look at the time and you just think, oh well, the next guy is dumb, I'm going to be dumb too. Somebody got to break that mold, man. Somebody got to teach your fellow trucker that we all need to think on a similar thought basis, similar thought process, I should say. So it's all about your time, man. You can't be out here wasting time, running up and down the road. Everything has a cost. Transportation cost is included in everything that we haul. You could be hauling bricks. They're already allotted transportation costs. You could be hauling t-shirts. They're already allotted a transportation cost in the price of it. The hauling, from the manufacturers to the factory, from the warehouse workers, everybody is getting paid based on the production of the product. But we the carriers that's bringing it from point A to point B is not getting compensated on the level of which we should be compensated due to the cost of the transportation. The shippers are paying the transportation costs. The brokers is the one who is not. The broker is who we all deem as the middle person, is not paying. Why? Because they know, they think, or they feel, or they've been led to believe that they have the power in the trucking business. The only people that's making money in trucking right now is the brokers. The only people that's making money in right now is the brokers and stuff. The other day, one of my, I think I might have touched it. It was just the other day, 2 days ago, I think. My dispatch talking to a lady on the phone, a broker on the phone or whatever, and she slipped and said that she's willing to, she's paying $800 on the load. Of course, she was looking at the wrong column on her computer screen. But they was firm trying to sell that load for $400. And in the past, I picked up freight from that same location out of Tifton, Georgia, going up to Norcross, pretty much 200 miles up. And other brokers, they're a lot more, more generous, what that particular broker ran. They paid $600 for us to deliver the load. Yeah, he might. I mean, he might have got compensated the same $800 from that particular shipper, right? And guess what? He paid $600 for it. So yeah, even though, you said 10% of $800 is $80, 20%, of 800 is a little bit more than I mean, if we was to go to 80 and 80 is 160. So even if there was to take 20% off of that load, that's a little bit on the high end for what a broker should take. Because the rule of thumb is a broker supposed to, right? Anywhere between 10 and 20%. 10 on the low end, 20 on the high. Sometimes, some of them are very straightforward. It might do 15% of what that rate is. So what if you saw that the broker got paid $800 for the load? What power do you have to make him pay you, right? Or take 10% or 20%? You don't have no power. So what's the benefit of this transparency? Nothing. But I know I trailed off on the little transparency side right here. But again, it's all about time. It's all about we wasting a lot of time at these docks and stuff, and travel time. You run into traffic, inclement weather, whatever issues and stuff. Think about the time that you're staying on that load, the time away, the time that you're not resting, the time you're away from your family, all the other things that you could be capitalizing on your time about. You're not doing it, and the thing that you're spending most of your time on. Look at this dumbass right here, all right? Damn, you probably never picked up your driving handbook after you turned 16 and got your first license. Now you're a dumbass adult driving stupid. Yeah, that's my little road rage for the day right there. Y'all should have seen what he did. You know what I mean? But just gonna swerve all over in my lane, like I'm right here. Swerve right behind a big truck. Didn't even look. Just swerve over. That's why you gotta always drive for the stupid ones. But yeah, it's time and money gotta make sense. Time and money gotta make sense. This is in trucking right now. Drivers, like I said, man, and I keep harping on for the sake of this video. The subject line is wasted time. Right? Drivers waste a lot of time, and as much as you think you will have so much value, it's funny that when company drivers who don't know the business of trucking, they talk about they should be paid what they're worth, but they're sitting there wasting a lot of time. That means our truck is wasting a lot of time. They're not taking that into consideration. Most of them, are trying to count your pockets, but they don't know the business of trucking is dwindling. The business of trucking is people want to blame, I'll make another video talk about, as far as the subject, this one's, I'm gonna stick about time, right? Some drivers watching the company's pocket, whether you're a big company or small company, but they're not doing anything to help that company because they figure, hey, this is not my truck, I'm just gonna get paid. But at the end of the day, that's when it's time to shake the tree and get rid of those weak leaves or whatever. We have to be aggressive out there because the compensation for the carrying the load, where we have to keep our trucks moving, is very low, right? And the reason why it's low is not because there are too many trucks out here. No, it could be a lot of trucks out here. So what? Yeah, you got the whole supply and demand trucks in that area. But guess what? If you're there, first come, first serve. If we all thinking the same, the drive-in freight minimum is 4.25 mile. Reefer freight minimum $4.50 per mile. Flatbed freight minimum anywhere from $4.50 to $4.75 a mile. As long as we all have that thought process, and if you first come, first serve. So it doesn't matter if you have a lot of trucks in that area. Guess what? Get your hustle on. The next man can't stop your hustle. You're the one stopping your hustle. So first come, first serve. Next time, you're going to be the first in line. You're going to get it. But at least we're going to be compensated properly. So don't just sit back and expect Uncle Sam to do something for you, and you just sitting there wasting time. And again, America is capitalism. you don't know it, no one's going to give you a Jesus moment and say they're going to, man, I didn't pay you enough. Oh man, your insurance is this much. Oh, I mean, everybody, again, you running your business, whether you have a one man show, or you have a 10 fleet truck or a 20 fleet truck, 30, 40, it doesn't matter. The cost of operating every vehicle has to take care of itself. So we all have to be aware of the time that that is being wasted. Wasted time, man. We have to be more efficient about our time. We have to be compensated for the time that we wasted, and efficiency is the name of any business, right? And you guys got to spread the word. The call to action is if you like these videos, and I'm going to start putting a lot more of them out. I have some recorded on my phone. I just have to edit some of them, or some of them I might have to do over. But if you like the video, subscribe, so every time I put a new video out, we can spread the word. You got 10 friends, send it to 10 of your friends, and tell them to send it to 10 of their friends. Make sure you also put your comments in there as well. Let the other carriers know, let the other trucking brothers and sisters out here know that we all thinking on the same thought process, right? It doesn't matter if you're big, tall, black or white, whatever. We out here on the streets of the trucking hustle. We all got to keep our numbers up. That's the only way we're gonna make money in here to equate for the wasted time, and stop letting these brokers think that they have the upper hand or they have the power. All right? They don't have the power we do, but if you don't realize who you are or what you have, then you'll never succeed at being who you're supposed to be. Right? I wasn't trying to give you a quote on that, but hopefully the common sense thought process. If you don't know who you are or who you're trying to be, and you're not compensated for what you do, you will never reach the goal of what you set out to be. We set out to be successful, right? We set out to be successful in what we do. We set out to make sure that we compensated for what we left home to go out there and attain. And a lot of y'all continue to run cheap freight, man. This is it's been the same song and dance for years in the trucking business. Nobody don't haul cheap freight, but y'all turn around and still do it because you don't have you don't have the foresight to see if we spread the word in such a manner and we all become united underneath this thought process, then our number's going to come up. Okay? Our number's going to come up if we all start thinking on the same thought process. Brokers think on the same thought process. Trust me. They do. They all know what carriers are going to take. Some of them, they will call you and ask you what you're going to run the lane for, and you're giving them the numbers, what other brokers have been paying you, which is already cheap. So you're thinking, well, I'm going to tell them what the other, I don't give them no information. Just know when you call me, my load better be, I don't do a reefer freight, and I don't do flatbed freight. So I do dry van freight. My numbers got to be a minimum of 4.25 per month. Okay? And, my dispatching strategy is what helped me keep it close to that. Some of y'all just taking loose loads, bang, bang, having no foresight where you're going. And you're taking loads out in the middle of nowhere. And then you're blaming it on somebody else. No, you have to know how to dispatch your truck as well, whether you're dispatching your truck, one truck, or your dispatcher is dispatching 10 trucks. Every load has to look good on both ends. It's just not a one way. It looks good on the front end and doesn't look good on the back end. Every load needs to be looked at. That's how you succeed, because when you play the ping pong effect, now if you're running all over the place as well, it still needs to look good. That ricochet truck driving and rate chasing there's no consistency there. But the consistency is where you're going to make your money at. Stay in your particular lane, know how to bounce your truck back and forth. So now, therefore, your drivers are not going to be wasting all that time. Time. Tick, tick, tick. The only thing that comes every day, and you lose it at the end of the day, but you can never get it back. So you have to spend another 24 hours, right? Because you can't get to what you spent yesterday on. You can't get that back. So now you got to spend another day. Eventually, you're gonna run out of days, and you're not going to accomplish what you were supposed to accomplish, right? So time have to be compensated for. So this your guy Batman. Appreciate you all watching this video. Pass it on to a friend. Tell a friend. Let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, man. Let's go ahead and continue the conversation and the dialogue of in the comments and stuff. Let other people read the comments as well and share your thoughts, so we all could be on a similar thought process. There's no unionization, there's no unionizing the trucking world. But if we could if we could use the power of technology, which is the internet and social media, social media, all in the same, right? If we could utilize this and express invisibly to one another through certain communications, as far as comments and everything on a particular subject, then we'll all know that we all thinking alike. When we think alike, we win alike, we do alike, we all win alike, right? Now, what you do with what you win and how you stay winning is up to you now. So again, you got to know your business. Everybody's not going to win on the same page, but we should, and knowing what you're doing is we all need to be on the same thought process, people. We all need to be on the same thought process. All right. Until the next time, my next video, we'll come up with some other topics that we all go through out here. Subscribe to the channel. Put your comments in. Let other carriers know that we all on the same struggle together. And let's try to keep our numbers up. Keep your numbers up. Keep your numbers up. We all need to be compensated. We spend a lot of time out here. A lot of time is being wasted in the trucking industry, and drivers do not understand that how we need to be compensated. Stop waiting for detention. If you make your money on the front end, you don't have to worry about it on the back end, right? You not have to worry about someone, oh, well, after 3 hours, we'll pay you $50 an hour because that's what the marketplace said. That's bullshit, okay? That shit been going on. Like I said, I've been a carrier since 2006, and shit has changed. And more people that's coming into the trucking business, and nothing has changed because the rhetoric just keeps on multiplying itself. It's like a damn tornado just keeps spinning in the same area, right? Everybody just spinning, right? New people come in and they take the rhetoric, which was stupid to begin with, that was initiated 40 years ago, and you keep on spinning it. Now another person comes in, he says, hey, this is the rhetoric, you keep on spinning it. Brokers understand that this is what's being spun, and they're playing your own verbiage against you. Y'all got to think, man. All right, next time, subscribe, leave a comment.